All right, if you missed anything, Odyssey.com rewind, and I am happy to get to your phone calls on what we were talking about. So sit tight for a second. I had just brought up something you weren't paying attention to last night, nor should you. You guys have better things to do. But Monty Williams, Bizarro World postgame, and then a 3-year total that basically you are the process Sixers. That's how bad this is. The win totals are almost equal. And is this the most embarrassing franchise in the history of Detroit sports? I think it's clearly the most embarrassing in the history of the NBA. The process Sixers openly tried to beat the system using math. That's not this. This is year 4 of a rebuild, and it's the 3rd straight year your win total's gotten worse. It's a parody. We have callers who still want to talk about that. I will get to them. But I want to mix in a little draft conversation, and not a mock draft. But a month from today, you're going to wake from your slumber, and there's going to be a new member of the Detroit Lions at pick 29. Now, all I'm asking is let's leave trading down out of this conversation.
Or trading up.
Right. I think we don't. Well, listen, if you want to say the guy I want requires a trade up and that's my dream, I guess I could allow it. What I don't want is, there isn't going to be a player. I want to know by either position group or specific player. A month from today, we're going to be talking about night 1 of the NFL draft and what the Lions did. And there will be a conversation, which I know is going to upset the Brad bots. There'll be a conversation about, opinions, feelings, excitement, regret, things, sports, fun. I want to know, seriously, it's a month from today. What is the player or position group you want this team walking out of the draft with? And we'll do it again the day before the draft. Because this is about seeing where fans are at. Now, look, I admit I'm a bit of a prisoner of the moment. The Cam Sutton news. I went from wanting an offensive lineman to saying, you know what, we probably have to take a corner. And Brad's specialty, while with the Rams, was the secondary. Certainly a great scout overall, but the secondary was his real focus. If I can get Brad Holmes the number 1 corner on his board, I'll feel confident that that player is going to work out. Rico, we don't have a CB2 right now. Mm-hmm. So that's a bit of an issue. So I don't have a name. I have a position group.
I got a position group as well. And
Let's hear it.
I think you're going to be able to get it changed. And this is a prisoner of the moment, and this is even more recent than the Cam Sutton thing. But I'm looking at the NFL, and the NFL, Mike, is turning, to my opinion, more and more towards 7-on-7. We joked about it before when we thought that the Lions were in such great shape right before the Cam Sutton news, and we're like, you know what, maybe they could take a wide receiver. I'm now thinking maybe you take a wide receiver. And it's not to replace anybody that you have, because I think you can still go out there with St. Brown. You can still go out there with J-Mo, but now you can solidify that, because I do think the NFL is going more 7-on-7 with now the new hip drop rule where you can't tackle. Pass interference, advantage offense. This new rule about the hip drop, tackling, advantage offense. Like, these are 15-yard penalties and potential fines that you're going to get. You might as well take advantage of that. You already had an explosive offense. Why not make a strength stronger? Go out, get a big top wide receiver to match what you got. A speedster already. You got a guy, a slot receiver. I know people don't like to call him a slot receiver, but a guy who catches the first downs. You have that. Go get the big receiver for the red zone so that it doesn't have to be Laporta, that you have options. Make your offense that much more potent. Give me a wide receiver.
See, what you say is interesting based on the NFL's rule changes. Mm-hmm. It's clear they don't care about defense. It's clear everything is geared towards offense. Hell, I think Jamison Williams benefits from this kickoff thing. I think that's another way for him to bring his explosiveness to this team.
Yep.
Yes, Khalif Raymond's been very good, but options are good too. I'm not mad at the wide receiver part. It's a deep wideout draft. There could be up to 7 or 8 of them in round 1.
Right. So you could get in a Donnie Mitchell coming here.
I hate how you say his name. It's A.D. Mitchell. Why do you say Adani? Just call him A.D.
His
Mitchell.
mama named him Adani. I'm going to call him Adani.
But why is he A.D. Mitchell when he was at Georgia and Texas, and now all of a sudden it's Adani?
Because I'm calling him by his government name.
I quit. 248-539-9797. And yes, if you have thoughts on the Pistons, let's get to it. Not in the sense of breaking anything down. But Monty Williams, all butthurt because the Knicks had DiVincenzo out there hitting 11 threes. Monty, please. You've been an embarrassment all year. You make $13 million. Your team's got 12 wins. Indeed. Then you factor in that this team is, in my mind, more embarrassing than the process Sixers, and you arrive here. So that's in play. And a month from today, we'll be talking NFL draft. What do you want to walk out of that first round with?
Yeah, because I think probably the only thing that'd be worse in Detroit sports history is going back to the Tigers from 2001 through 2003. They were 66 wins, 55 wins, and 43 wins.
I'm not a math major, but I think that that's probably still a higher win percentage than the Pistons by almost double. You're the one who got into Harvard. Figure it out. Get that abacus out of your work bag. 248-539-9797. And here's the thing, guys. I know you've already got a name in mind. Who are we kidding? It's ultimate confirmation bias. Like, you've seen a mock draft, you've attached your emotions to a player, and now you've told yourself that's who you want. So you may as well just tell me who it is. And if it's a position group, fine. Look, I agree. I would like Brad Holmes to just take the best available player, and he'll probably do that anyways. But in the absence of Cam Sutton, I do believe the corner position. Now, I hope they address it before the draft. According to Dave Burkett, maybe Lattimore's a fit after June 1. No one really knows. But what you can't do is go into the season with this as your secondary. Can't do it.
No. Like I said, I like a receiver because I think the NFL is just going more 7-on-7.
And Josh Reynolds is not for long here.
And this new rule is giving you another opportunity because if you hit the quarterback too high, that's an extra possession. It's 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Now, if you bump into a receiver, that's a 15-yard penalty, extra possession. Now, if you tackle somebody wrong, a speedster, wide receiver, or a big man, that's another 15-yard penalty, extra possession. So let's take advantage of the rules. The rules aren't made for the defense. Go get the offensive player. Go get the big tight end and A.D. Mitchell, so say. And
Adani. He's got a real name.
Right.
How dare you?
And go that route because secondary, man, this team is you'd rather just piecemeal.
You know who's interesting for the Lions? Like if we're workshopping your wide receiver take, Keon Coleman.
I was going to say he's also going to be there.
What they don't have is that 6'4", 6'5", big-bodied, catch radius, high point, red zone guy.
And with Keon Coleman, you could also put him back there on kickoff because you could have two guys back there. So, yeah, he can be explosive. If he gets past that initial scrum, he can take it to the house.
248-539-9797. And we'll get to the, we've alluded to the rules changes. The kickoff is getting changed so that there are kickoffs. If you want to see what it'll look like, you can look up XFL highlights. I kid you not. I think it's stupid, but here
is it because they're XFL? It came from the XFL.
Yeah, partially. I'm not going to lie to you and say no. I just think the NFL's above it. I think it's cheap. It's circus-y.
But see, I think the NFL was smart. They used the XFL for like a test market. Let's see if it works.
I would just rather get rid of kickers and expand the rosters and play football. Go for 2 every time. Take the ball at the 25. We don't need kickoffs. If you're telling me it's player safety, then let's make it about player safety.
But you would never get the Justin Tuckers, the
I don't
Adam
care.
Vinatieri.
They're not football players. Here's the other issue.
Okay.
What? What, the other Michael Badgeleys that this team refuses to trot out anyways?
No, I was about to say, your Giants benefited from probably one of the most failed kicks.
Listen, that was 34 years ago.
You still benefited.
Let it go.
Were you happy?
No. Yes. You tricked me. 248-539-9797. I want to get to your football stuff. I want to hear from Piston fans too, because here's the thing. You don't even have to like the Pistons to comment on the first topic. You don't. It's just about, is it fair for me to say they're more embarrassing than the process Sixers? The process, here was the record in 3 years. I really want to try to get both topics going. 47 and 199. If you win one of your last 10 games, you're 53 and 193 with a $13 million coach in year 4 of a rebuild. I think that is one of the great embarrassments in the history of this proud city. As far as the Lions go, Rico says wide out. Month from today, we want to wake up for day 2 of the draft. Wide receiver at 29. I've said corner, and I admit recency bias. This Cam Sutton thing, I'm freaking out. I don't want the Vildor files. And I can't trust Mosley with 2 ACLs. And Carlton Davis misses 4 games a year every year. It's like death and taxes.
They'll just go out and get the next injured corner. Oh, by the way.
What?
You're right. This team is categorically and statistically worse off in that Tiger 3-game stretch. That stretch went at 347. This Pistons team's at 274.
Honestly, hey, Beverly Hills. 248-539-9797. Rico, take him to church. Your call's next.
You sure you don't have one? Hey!
I'm going to tell you.